Welcome back. In this module, I'll be showing you how to review a real contract using the AI review tool inside the Law Insider Word add-in. We'll be working with the Master Services Agreement, slightly one-sided but realistic. Let's run an AI review and see what it finds. Okay, so I've opened the MSA in Word and the Law Insider add-in is already loaded in the sidebar. To start the review, I'll click Review with AI. In the next screen, the tool is asking me for some information about my role in the agreement and any specific concerns I have. Here, I'm telling it that I'm the customer and that the concern I have is around the existence of a non-solicitation clause. I then click Start Review and let the tool scan the entire document. It takes just a few seconds to analyse the structure, clauses and risk areas. Once the review is complete, I'm going to be seeing a list of flagged issues organised by clause type. It's important to note that what the tool is doing here is creating an AI-generated playbook against which it will review the agreement. A playbook is a set of rules against which the AI will assess the agreement to give you an overview as to whether those rules are complied with or not. It generates those rules based on its own knowledge and general best practice. We do not train our AI with your data, so the tool is agnostic of your own preferences or risk appetite. So just keep that in mind when you're using this feature. Now let's take a look at the output. At the top, you'll see a bar that shows you at a glimpse how compliant the agreement is with the tool's AI-generated playbook. This is a good barometer for how balanced an agreement is or how it fares against the criteria you shared with it around your role and specific concerns. Now let's go through some of the areas it's flagging. As you'll see, the first point is around the scope and it being vague. And what it's also doing is it's flagging that something that it was expecting to see is missing. And so what it's doing is it's created language that you can include into the agreement to plug that gap. This language here is AI generated, but what it's also doing is it's taking the AI generated language and it's comparing it to the millions of clauses that exist in the Law Insider database. And what it's telling us here is that there is a similarity score of 80%, which means that there's precedent for the AI-generated language in terms of substance. If you wanted to dig deeper, you can click on See All and see the other clauses that the tool is using to benchmark the AI-generated language against. Now, what you'll also see is that the tool is flagging where some language that exists in the agreement does not comply with the principle that the AI thinks is balanced. So for example, here it's telling us that the payment method is not specified and it's suggesting a red line to make that a bit clearer. And if you click on Apply, it will make the change directly in the agreement. You can go through all the suggestions it's making and either accept the suggestions or ignore them. And then what you'll also find is that this AI-generated playbook will now live in your library. So if you wanted to reuse those rules to review future agreements, then you can do that. If you go into Manage Playbooks, which is in your home screen, you'll find the AI-generated playbook. And then what you can also do is go into each of the rules that the playbook has created and amend those rules to better align them with your own risk appetite. You can also choose whether the tool should be flagging as a red line or a suggestion. The difference between a red line and a suggestion is that the red line will suggest alternative language to bring the language in the agreement into line with your principle, whereas a suggestion is just a flag. So it will just tell you where there's an inconsistency or where there's something that you need to be looking at in more detail. And this is perfect when you're delegating the review to other people who are not in the legal team and who you do not want to be redlining the agreement directly. And you can give them some guardrails around when they need to escalate to you. And redline's perfect for when you're just ready to edit an agreement. You can also click on enable changes here, enable comments, where you can ask the tool to automatically include a comment that explains the rationale for the change whenever you choose a red line. You can save your changes and go through each of the rules to tailor them to better align with your risk appetite, and then you can reuse that playbook as you wish. And that's AI Review. Thanks for watching.